एक सीईओ की क्या सैलरी होती है?
ये सब तो मैं रिवील नहीं कर सकता।
सो कस्टमर को बहुत लोगों को रिफंड नहीं मिला, बाईजू से टीवी उठा के ले गए, सच है झूठ है?
There was absolutely no control on cost. A lot of things were always done in optimism and exuberance rather than deep business insights and research.
फ्रेशर भी 8 लाख की सैलरी पे है, 10 लाख की सैलरी पे है, तो उनको इतना पैसा दिया गया, इतना पैसा दिया गया, बट आज का अगर देखा जाए तो वो इकोसिस्टम इतना खराब हो गया है कि वो जो बंदा निकला है 8 लाख की सैलरी पे, उसको 4 लाख में कोई लेने के लिए रेडी नहीं है।
उस टाइम पे it was only growth conversation.
फेल होते हैं तो बात आती है रविंद्रन बाईजू की, जो लोग काम कर रहे थे उनका कहीं नाम नहीं आ रहा है, अल्टीमेटली फर्स्ट द फाउंडर रहा है, राइट?
But the problems were beyond business.
और ऐसा बोला जाता था कि भैया कि आपकी सेल्स टीम लोगों को पकड़ पकड़ के, गरीब से गरीब लोगों को पकड़ पकड़ के उनसे बोली जा रही है कि यार तुमको ये बाईजू नहीं करोगे, अगर ये नहीं लोगे तो तुम्हारी जिंदगी बर्बाद हो जाएगी, तुम नहीं कर पाओगे। तो दैट वाज द सेंटिमेंट्स इन द मार्केट। ये आया कहाँ से?
While Baiju's board from the beginning was largely the founder and family and some investors.
Your company is going to shut down. This is for 100% sure. वेलकम सर।
Thank you.
तो हम लोग आपको इसलिए बुलाते हैं इस शो में ताकि जितने भी बिजनेस करने वाले लोग हैं, जो बिजनेस करना चाहते हैं अपनी लाइफ में, उनको कुछ ऐसी लर्निंग मिले जिसकी वजह से जो टाइम फ्रेम है वो थोड़ा सी कम हो जाए।
Accelerated pace to the objective.
ये शो हमने इसीलिए बनाया ताकि हम जल्दी से जल्दी उस चीज़ को लर्न कर सकें कि यार कभी ना कभी कोई बात किसी के लिए बहुत अच्छी हो जाती है कि यार ये बात मेरे लिए बेस्ट है, इसकी वजह से मैं ग्रो कर गया था। सो हमारा डिस्कशन बहुत ही डीप, इंटेंस और थोड़ा हंसी मजाक वाला भी रहेगा कि यार हम क्या कर रहे हैं। एंड दिस इज ए अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर मी टू टॉकिंग टू ए सीईओ ऑफ ए जाइंट कंपनी। $22 बिलियन की कंपनी है वैल्यूएशन, तो वो भी बात करेंगे वैल्यूएशन क्या होती है। सो अर्जुन सर, अपन पहले बात करते हैं स्टार्टिंग में नॉर्मल वार्म अप करने के लिए कि आपकी जर्नी कहाँ से शुरू हुई, आप कहाँ से बिलोंग करते हैं और यहाँ तक आपका सफ़र कैसे रहा?
I will mix up English and Hindi. Okay, I know that majority audience Hindi में सुनना चाहता है, but I am more comfortable doing this mix, so I'll do that. So I have a very typical profile. Small town boy. I am from a small town in north of Kerala, Kannur. So you can say that this is like the lakhs and lakhs of small towns in India. जहाँ पे अभी भी ना aspiration बहुत ज़्यादा है, access कम होगा, all the things कम होगा, but aspiration बहुत ज़्यादा है। तो that is my background. तो like any other town boy who is good at studies, पहले engineering किया, that's what took me to NIT Calicut. So I did most of my courses in VLSI and electronics. So I joined a company as a VLSI engineer. तो ये Bangalore, this was in 2006. So that is how my journey started. So by nature, I want to do a lot more, right? So I decided that this was the time when everyone was talking about MBA कर लो अगर तुम्हें business में interest है तो।
अच्छा, मेरे साथ भी ऐसा ही हुआ, आपके साथ भी ऐसा ही हुआ।
बहुत typical profile है small town लोगों का, जिसको बहुत टाइम, I mean like बहुत late मिलता है ideas, exposure. So then I said, okay, then that was first time when you'll hear about IIMs and all. मैंने सोचा ठीक है तो IIM के लिए ट्राई करते हैं, CAT पढ़ने जाते हैं। So when I went for CAT coaching is when I met Baiju Ravindra. He was my teacher.
कैट कोचिंग में, और ये कब की बात है ये? 2007 में आप कैट की कोचिंग कर रहे थे?
कोई कोचिंग के लिए गया था, स्टूडेंट थे, तो he was the teacher.
बेंगलोर में आए थे?
बेंगलोर में
तब he was the first teacher.
He was the teacher. He was running his institute. It was more like a weekend thing. He used to take class and he was very good. So उनकी ये होती थी कि वो क्या करते थे, अच्छे तो बच्चे होते उनके क्लास में, उनको वो बोलते थे कि तुम आए मत जाओ, तुम्हारे पास बहुत टाइम है, चलो तुम मेरे साथ लग जाओ और हम कुछ बड़ा करते हैं। So this is how his style is. He found all his early employees from his classroom.
तो आप यहाँ तक पहुँचे कैसे? मतलब आपको कैसे पता चला कि ये कोचिंग ऐसे होती है और मेरे को यहाँ जाना है, यहाँ पढ़ना है?
So when I started CAT को जो करना था, क्या करोगे तुम? रिसर्च करोगे, जिसका फीडबैक अच्छा है वगैरह। तो सुनने में आया है कि एक बाइजू नाम का एक टीचर है जो क्लास लेता है एंड हिज क्लासेस आर रियली गुड, और वो उस टाइम पे डेमो देते थे, आके ट्राई करो।
ठीक है।
उस डेमो के अभी भी इफ यू डू अ डेमो एंड यू अटेंड द डेमो, यू विल गेट कन्वर्टेड बिकॉज़ द डेमो इज सो इम्प्रेसिव।
ओके,
राइट? एंड दिस इज द building stones of the business, right? That's how you build it. So I started working with him in 2008. Okay, but ये सब पार्ट टाइम बेस है क्योंकि उस टाइम पे तो कंपनी तो नहीं था, हम वीकेंड में थोड़ा क्लास लेते थे बस।
तो आप तो 2007 में कोचिंग करने आए थे यार, पढ़ाने लग गए, तो आपको ऐसा क्या कन्विंस किया उन्होंने, क्या पढ़ाने लग जाओ? मतलब क्या बात हुई थी ऐसी?
So one is I like to teach. It is my passion. And I've been always doing that. During my college and all, I used to take some tuitions and all. This was a passion for me. Uske saath, Baiju is a very inspirational person, right? He will inspire you with saying that there is a big play there. So that is how it started. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था. आर प्रोडक्ट वॉज वेरी डिफरेंशिएटेड क्योंकि हम लोगों से फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड से 10th स्टैंडर्ड तक का सारा कॉन्सेप्ट रिवाइज करो, उसके बाद बेसिक क्वेश्चन और ये कुछ नहीं करते थे. हम एक हैकिंग अप्रोच से देखते थे. ये क्वेश्चन पेपर है, ये आंसर ऑप्शन है, आंसर ऑप्शन से शुरू करो और सोल्यूशन ढूंढो. सो बहुत ही डिफरेंशिएटेड अप्रोच था एंड हेंस वी वर एबल टू ग्रो वेरी फास्ट. You should understand that 2008, 2009, 2010 and all, it was not a company. We were just going to various places and taking classes. We used to have a batch in Bangalore. We used to have a batch in Delhi. We used to have in Bombay. We used to have in Kolkata, in Chennai. We used to have inside Manipal. We used to have inside VIT. वहाँ जाके वीकेंड में क्लास लेके आते थे.
3 साल आप लोग उनके साथ में काम कर रहे हो, क्लास आप ले रहे हो.
क्लास ले रहे थे. This is what happened. And it was a time when you had a lot of energy and aspiration, and you always started thinking that we will change the world of education. क्योंकि हमें बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स मिल रहे थे. हमारे क्लासेस इतने इम्प्रेसिव थे कि वो साइज बढ़ता रहा. 200 से 500 हो गया, 500 से 1000 हो गया, 1000 से 3000 हो गए और बच्चे सब हैप्पी. नो डाउट्स नथिंग. सो देन वी आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन कि अगर ऐसा है तो हमें हर दिन जाके सेम क्लास फिर से लेने की क्या जरूरत है, इसकी वीडियो बनाते हैं. सो दिस इज हाउ द पिवट into online learning happened. And all this while, you should understand that I was working part-time. Okay, all this was more like a weekend gig.
Part-time काम कर रहे थे.
So I was a VLSI engineer, continued doing whatever I was doing. So 2010 is when the pivot happened, and we marketed or created our first online product. This was in 2010. Right, 2009, 2010 is ये एक engineering entrance crash course था.
Okay.
तो हमने प्रोडक्ट बनाया. प्रोडक्ट हमने 2 हफ्ते में बनाया, रात बैठ के रिकॉर्ड करके बनाया क्योंकि वी हैड दैट टाइम लाइन टू हिट. वी जस्ट ट्राई टू सेल इट टू स्टूडेंट्स हु हैड अप्लाइड फॉर आवर क्रैश कोर्स बट डिड नॉट गेट अ सीट. तो हमने सिर्फ 60 टैबलेट्स बर्न किए थे. हमने एक दिन में सारे टैबलेट भेज दिए.
डिमांड बहुत अच्छा था इसलिए आपकी सप्लाई में ज़्यादा चीज़ हो गई.
60 इज व्हाट वी क्रिएटेड और वो 60 का 60 एक ही दिन में हमने भेज दिया.
ये आपके एग्जिस्टिंग बच्चे ही थे उन लोगों को.
हाँ. सो क्या होता था, हम एक क्रैश कोर्स रन करते थे बैंगलोर में एंड वो क्रैश कोर्स बहुत पॉपुलर था. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे बच्चे थे जिन्होंने अप्लाई किया था क्रैश कोर्स के लिए बट उनकी एडमिशन नहीं हुई थी.
Okay.
तो स्पेस ही नहीं था. तो उन लोगों को हमने बोला कि इट इज़ द सेम कोर्स बट आप घर से बैठ के पढ़ सकते हो, सेम प्राइस.
Great.
सो दैट इज व्हेन द पोटेंशियल ऑफ ऑनलाइन was first recognized.
2010 में हो गया ये.
2009, 2010. Yeah. So then Baiju said that okay, we will pivot into this. So that is how Think and Learn Private Limited or Baiju's the learning app initial idea started.
Right.
तो उसी टाइम पे मैंने भी सोचा कि मैं जाके MBA कर लूँ. So I used to crack CAT, but I was always delaying it. I thought now is the time to do that because I inherently wanted to do an MBA.
Right.
Okay, and many years of work experience and business experience have only made that decision clearer because I thought that मुझे experience है hands on but एक बार मैं एक structured learning same thing कर लूँ ना, it can be really helpful. So I went to IIM Kozhikode. So this was the time when we started doing the product. I completely moved my focus into product. So ये 2-3 साल हम product बना रहे थे. सबको लगता है कि Byju's 2015 में just आया but it took a lot of time to build the product.
7 से 15 तक तो यहीं अपन.
Yes. So 2010 is when we started doing the videos. So almost every week I used to come from IIM Kozhikode, take a bus, come to Bangalore, do my recordings and then go back on Monday. We were very small team because quality अच्छे रखने के लिए हमने बहुत कम teachers से recording करवाया था. Very intense process was done. So we started doing that. We started market testing. There was an investor who came in at that time. Manipal का एक company था, Aaron Capital. So we got some money also at that time, which we put into product development. In that 2 years, we would have iterated 3 different products. जो 2014-15 में जो फाइनली मार्केट में आया था, आई थिंक इट इज द 4th iteration ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट.
ओके, 4th iteration.
या इतना काम किया था उसके ऊपर. Okay, that's why it was a success, right? So this happened. So 2 years, all these things happened. Obviously, this was a time when all of us are searching for jobs, what to do next. There was an opportunity to join Byju's because at that time the company was in the making. But I felt that it was not the right time because I felt that still it's a very small operation. I felt that if I come at a later date, and even if I join also, what would I have done is that I would have done the product.
Right.
मैं सोचा कि ये तो मैं part time भी कर सकता हूँ. Let me do something which will help me hone my talent, right? Hone my skill set, so that in future if I join a startup, I will be more useful to them. So I joined TAS, Tata Administrative Services. So it is a leadership cadre of Tata Group.
ये कब था
2012.
2012 में?
After MBA. Very few people get into that. This is more like a set of people directly taken from campus and groomed to be the next generation Tata leaders.
Right.
Most of the Tata CEOs. So I did that. Very interesting experience again. Multiple Tata company में काम करने को मिला. In that short, I worked with Tata Motors, Titan, so on and so forth. And
So ये 2012 से लेकर कब तक था? कौन से period?
2015.
2012 से लेकर 15 तक आपने टाटा में काम किया. Then उसके बाद में?
So 2015 is when we got funding by Juice, and I joined as the Vice President Marketing full time. Yeah, full time, because that's when we wanted experts to come in and proper company होना था. Till that time I was working part time on the product only, but this is the time when we hired people, we created a marketing organization. So that is so I joined finally as an expert who has built, scaled businesses, done marketing, and so on and so forth. So then first few years, of course, into lot of iterations, lot of experiments. क्योंकि तब तक there was not even one example of a scaled up education company on the B2C front. That is directly customer को sell करने वाला कोई example नहीं था. So it was first time that someone was building it. तो हमने बहुत marketing पे काम किया और feedback बहुत अच्छा लगा. सब I mean, people started knowing about Byju's. But there's a lot of difference between this glamour of marketing and the reality of revenue coming from sales.
तो बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा बर्न करने लग गए, पर पैसा बना नहीं पा रहे थे उस टाइम पे. जबकि आप 2007 से लेकर 15 तक बहुत अच्छा कर रहे थे. पैसा बना रहे थे तब तक. तो ये कह सकते हैं अपन मार्केटिंग में बहुत सोच समझ के स्पेंड करना चाहिए.
बहुत सोच समझ के. But of course, this is building up time, right? So then I took over sales also. Because my idea is that marketing and sales ideally should work together. Until and unless there is a binding force bringing together, right? There will be no accountability. एक पैसा spend करता रहेगा और दूसरा complain करता रहेगा.
हाँ, right. ये तो tension हो जाएगा.
Right? So then of course, with both the things, I started doing multiple pivots, multiple experiments. Eventually, we ended up with this field sales model. And that is where the company really started scaling.
फील्ड सेल्स का जैसे ही आया.
फील्ड सेल्स में क्या होता है कि एक तो आप ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन बेच रहे हो. ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन आप जब उस टाइम पे जब पेरेंट्स को जाके बोलोगे, दे डोंट हैव अ रेफरेंस पॉइंट. राइट. सो कोई फोन करके बोल रहा है कि मैं आपके बच्चों को 10th और 11th स्टैंडर्ड का एक ऑनलाइन प्रोडक्ट भेजूंगा, वो देख के ये बच्चा सीख जाएगा. पेरेंट्स, आई मीन देयर इज नो रेफरेंस. नो, उन्होंने कभी ये सुना ही नहीं. राइट. So that's the reason why we were not able to sell. We were not able to highlight or showcase the richness of our product.
तो मैं ये समझ पा रहा हूँ यहाँ पे 2000 उस टाइम पे जब मार्केटिंग जब स्टार्ट होता था, कॉल पे उसको नहीं बेच पा रहे थे. मार्केटिंग अच्छी कर रहे थे, होर्डिंग्स लगा दिया अपन ने, ऐड चला दिया, बहुत सारा टीवी ऐड चला दिया, मेटा ऐड चला दिया, सब कुछ चला दिया अपन ने. बट जब हम कॉल पे बात कर रहे थे तब लोग उसको समझ नहीं पा रहे थे. ये रेफरेंस नहीं था. कह रहा भाई इसको मतलब समझे कैसे, मतलब मेरा बेटा क्या करेगा. देन there was a call to take a field sales.
So in field sales, the executive goes, opens a tablet, shows the product in front of the parent, right? Show it to the student. And the parent sees how the student is engrossed in it, right? और उसमें features दिखाते थे. That started work. So once it started working, we scaled. So that year, I remember we set up 65 offices across the country. This is 2018. Okay. So the big year when our revenue grew from 6,000 crore to 600 crores to 2,000 crore. We just did more than 200% growth in that.
तो अपनी सेल्स जनरेट होने लगे हमारा फॉर्मूला वर्कआउट करके. पर ये जो फील्ड सेल्स का जो बात था, ये मतलब ये डिस्कशन कैसे हुआ कि हमको फील्ड सेल्स को लेके आना है. एंड मतलब आप लोगों ने सेल्स वालों को क्या ट्रेनिंग दिया, कैसे ट्रेनिंग दिया, एंड वो लोग मार्केट में कैसे करने लगे, उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताएंगे जर्नी.
तो पहले तो इनसाइड सेल्स कॉलिंग से होता था. तो इनसाइड सेल्स कॉलिंग में सी ऑल दिस revelations, right, comes by looking at data, looking at feedback very, very closely. तो हम क्या करते थे पहले से ना, as a company, we always believed in going into the last detail of it. So we used to listen to a lot of calls to understand ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा. तो when you hear more and more, no, you will understand that ये एक problem है, लोगों को समझ में भी नहीं आ रहा. तो हमने सोचा कि ठीक है एक काम करते हैं, वी विल आस्क देम टू कम एंड सी इट. देन वी फाउंड दैट इज सो हार्ड टू गेट द पीपल देयर, एंड वी सेड ओके लेट्स डू एन एक्सपेरिमेंट इफ वी कैन गो एंड शोकेस टू देम. तो पहले वो गया अपने फ़ोन में दिखाने लगा, कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, फिर टैबलेट दिखाने लगा. So it's a trial and error continuously. Then even after that, what we found is that it's not a cheap product. We never sold anything cheap. At that time itself, I think 1 year was around 25,000 rupees, including the tab. It's a big amount, right? So then the problem is that the customers finds it very expensive. So the next question was, customers used to ask us, I really like it, but हम स्कूल में तो term wise fees देते, इसमें term wise fees दे सकते क्या? These are insights which comes from the customer. That is how we innovated on the EMI scheme. See, EMI scheme, whatever happened to it today, it was actually a brilliant scheme which really increased access and affordability to it. Literally, I remember Bajaj के साथ हमने बैठ के वो flow बनाया था. The first ever product to have done. And Bajaj literally understood that there is a big market and they created that OTP based flow. A lot of these insights comes from listening to the consumer. So I would say that this entire system was set up after deeply going into data all the time, making the mistakes. For instance, आपने जो बोला ना पहले हम मेटा ऐड करते थे, गूगल ऐड करते थे, सारे ऑनलाइन कंपनीज वही करते हैं,
सब सेम कर रहे हैं.
बट बायजूस डिड टीवी एड्स.
पहला टीवी ऐड किया उन्होंने,
हमने ही किया था उस टाइम पे ना, क्यों? एंड इट वाज सो काउंटर इंट्यूटिव, क्योंकि एक ऑनलाइन कंपनी जो ऑनलाइन ऐप बेचती है वो टीवी में क्यों करेंगे, विच इज कंप्लीटली डिसजॉइंड फ्रॉम द ऑनलाइन वर्ल्ड. डू यू सो थिंक अबाउट द फ्लो, राइट? समवन सीज द एड, फाइंड्स इट इंटरेस्टिंग, टेक्स द फोन, goes to Play Store, searches BYJUS, downloads 11 MB app, installs it, फोन नंबर डालता है, OTP डालता है, अपना नाम या लोकेशन डालता है, फिर उसको देखने के बोलता है. You see the number of steps, right?
बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया.
Any marketer, if you tell them this, it's so stupid, you should do it. You should just basically have an ad जिसका CTA directly see the product. But हमने TV ad किया. Again, it came from an insight. Insight क्या था? उस टाइम में हम बहुत फील्ड रिसर्च करते थे, देखते थे कि हमारे कस्टमर क्या कर रहे थे. So हमने देखा कि उस टाइम, this is, I am talking about the pre-Jio days. So every home at that time, most of the middle class homes used to have only one phone, जो फादर के पास होते थे, right? तो so we saw this practice that prime time जो होता है, right, 8 बजे 7:30 to 9:30, right? The family comes to the hall in front of the TV. This is a very common practice across the country. और सब बैठ के whatever soap देख रहे थे, थकते थे. उस टाइम पे बच्चा जो है फादर का फोन यूज करता था, उसी एक विंडो मिलता था बच्चे को to play with the father's phone. Every kid wanted it, okay, and used to wait to get access to it. उसको कब मिलता था? इस टाइम पे मिलता था. क्यों मिलता था? क्योंकि फादर टीवी देख रहे हैं, मदर टीवी देख रहे हैं, और बच्चे को बोलते थे कि उसी रूम में बैठो और फोन देखो, बाहर मत जाना, मुझे देखना है कि तू क्या कर रहा है,
क्या देख रहा है,
right? So you see the kid now, your primary user, sitting in front of TV and having access to a phone. You see the point, right?
I'm getting it now.
Right? This is what we did. So we said that we will do an ad, which we'll show during this time, okay, which celebrates the kids of today or tomorrow who knows technology much better than the parents.
Right.
And introduce our product. And I was very sure that the downloads will come because this was the first ever product to do that. The novelty factor was there. So this was the time, I still remember, the lead cost on search used to be 800-900 rupees उस टाइम पे. और जब हमने टीवी में किया था, सब लोग ने बोला कि तुम पैसे वेस्ट करोगे. First campaign, we started generating leads at 60 rupees.
60 rupees.
Pure business decision, right? So it just changed the game. You think about it, right? और हमारा, if you see our first ad, you will also understand. See, I'm a big fan of making ads which are funny. Okay, which are a little naughty, which take small jibes at people, but a feel-good ads. So it was that kind of an ad, which obviously we developed with the help of a lot of advisors also we had, where you celebrate the student,
right,
and celebrate the new way of learning. तो बच्चा जो पेरेंट्स के साथ बैठा था उस टाइम पे, वो ad देख के एकदम से खुश हो गया. उसको लगा कि अच्छा, finally there is something in education which understands me.
Right.
Immediately, he has the phone in his hand. You should remember that. He searches and he downloads our app.
Same timing पे सब काम एकदम same framework में हो रहा है.
very counterintuitive. You would have never really thought through this if you just sat in some conference room and tried to do a marketing strategy. Answers comes from the field. Answers come when you look at the customer very, very closely. कि वो क्या कर रहा है, उसका lifestyle क्या है, उसका behavior क्या है. That is where the best of the solutions comes. So Byju's as an organization from day one was which was very customer focused. Always used to try to do, at least at that time, the best for the customer. We understood the customer so well, which is the reason why all these things happened so fast.
तो आपने सर के साथ में काम किया, रविंद्रन बाईजू के साथ में, देन वो एक टीचर पहले आपके थे, एंड देन एक फाउंडर के साथ में एज ए सीईओ आपने काम किया. तो क्या डिफरेंस फील हुआ आपको?
कोई डिफरेंस फील नहीं हुआ. कोई सेम इज द सेम. See, he was always the visionary of the company. When he was a teacher, when he was the CEO, and he used to give full freedom to his people to do whatever it is. So he's an excellent manager to work with. Okay, he will give you full freedom. He's one of those people who will never stop you to try out new things. That was what it is. Of course, he became very busy. He started focusing a lot more on fundraising. So then interactions reduces, but it's always fun to work with him. Okay, yeah, he's a great manager to have.
सब तो अपने मैनेजर की बुराई करते हैं, आप बोल रहे हो कि नहीं यार ये मैनेजर मेरा तो बेस्ट था.
मेरे सारे मैनेजर्स ऐसे ही थे. I may be lucky to have such a career.
तो आपने 2015, 16, 17 में साथ में काम किया या थ्रू आउट दिस जर्नी में आप साथ थे?
Throughout the journey, right from 2007, I was with him only, but at that time it was more of a part-time thing. 2015 is when I joined full-time. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 till 20. I was doing multiple roles in the company.
19 तक?
20 tak, right? So initially I was heading marketing, then I was heading sales and marketing, then and I was doing one particular product. Of course, I was part of the strategy in a bigger one. Then after doing it for some years, he told me to take care of international. So I was doing international. I set up the entire thing. There was a company we acquired in the US. So I did a lot of shuttling between US and Bangalore. So entire setup of the international business I did.
So upgrade के साथ में काम करा, then आप किसी ऐसी नाव में चढ़ रहे थे जो डूबने वाली थी, आपको पता है. ठीक है, तो आपने क्या माइंडसेट के साथ में वापस ज्वाइन किया एज ए सीईओ ऑफ बायजू?
I have this habit of getting into tough propositions, which I feel is challenging. You can call it a little bit of overconfidence. You can call it a little bit of bravado. I have this habit of trying to take up things which are hard. Okay, it's my personal priority. So that could be one of this. But major reason ये नहीं था. I'm a person who built my career on edtech, and I'm a big believer of edtech. Okay, whatever happened to edtech, happening of edtech is different. But I really think that for a country like India, it is ecosystem which should be there. There is no way we can build so many universities, schools. Technology के बिना हम expand education affordable or accessible नहीं कर सकते. I'm a believer of that. So when I came out of upgrad after 3 years, right, what I saw was that edtech was in a pretty bad shape. So I said that, okay, I'm in a good position where I could be the cheerleader for the next phase of growth. तो उसके लिए मैं क्या करूँ? तो एक तो मैंने सोचा कि ठीक है, मैं सारे लोग उसके बुराई कर रहे हैं, चलो मैं I was an insider, I know what happened, let me write a book. So that is how I wrote that book, Educating a Billion, right. Which Penguin published about the growth of edtech and the creation of edtech in India and why is it important, future looking, so on and so forth, right? And that's the time when Byju started saying that, okay, why don't you help me? There are so many things to do. Can we work together and other things? So the way I saw it is that I saw that at that time at least, right, if Byju's failed, right, and when I say Byju's, it's not just Byju's, right? There's so many subsidiaries of Byju's also, right? If Byju's failed, it would have had such a huge impact on not only the edtech ecosystem in India, but the startup ecosystem.
Right.
At that time, it was the most valued startup, the startup which has taken most amount of money. There were some 150 investors on our captive. That's the size of it.
150.
Yeah, उस time पे ऐसा कुछ number there. So it looked to me at that point like that, right? So I said that then I should do my level best to see how I can salvage it.
Right.
Right. Because this is the best way to help edtech. At that time, I was also doing a lot of work for multiple other edtech companies, right? और सबने मुझे बोला कि अगर कुछ कर सकते हो, that is great. Investors ने भी also मुझे बोला. So I said, okay, let me try it out. Okay, so this is, so I mean, I don't really think this डूबने वाली impact, so the whole thing is it's a big challenge, right? Right. Someone needs to take it up. Otherwise, it would have been a pretty bad spot. I also knew at that time clearly that it is just not a business problem to solve. Business problem to thai, right? But there were multiple other angles to it. But I felt that with everyone supporting me, I can at least make some inroads to a solution. So that is how I started. I think in few months, we have actually made incredible progress, right? We cut cost in a massive way. We improved revenue. So a lot of businesses, processes were highly manual. Okay. So last 6 months would have been the most technologically superior months of Byju's when it comes to automation and when it comes to AI implementation. What people don't know is Byju's have got a lot of AI technology, which they have developed over a period of time. In last 6 months, we have done massive deployment and productization of this. So abhi Byju's app ke andar, there is a lot of AI put in there, which actually has increased the engagement multifold. For last 1.5 years, the company has not spent 1 rupee in marketing. Still, our organic has doubled in last 6 months.
As of now.
Yes. And that has all happened because of this deep AI implementation we have done in making our content so much better that our website, app and all start becoming more better when students search for a doubt.
पर आपके 6 महीने की जर्नी के अंदर आपने 8 महीने again resign then.
So basically the thing was that, see, let's put it this way, that whatever business wise problem we can solve is something I can solve, but the problems were beyond business.
So beyond business पे बात करें.
So that is something which as an operator I can't solve. So there was a point when there was not much I could do other than trying to help the founder. So I said that okay, there are better things I can try out in my life, and hence I moved out.
तो बिजनेस में एक बात बोली जाती है कि CEO जो CEO होता है, क्या वो कंपनी का ओनर होता है? क्या वो सब कुछ कर सकता है जो उसको करने की छूट होती है, या फिर सिर्फ वो नाम का CEO होता है?
Tough question to be answered.
But you have to answer this.
So let's put it this way, right? It will depend on the organization you are becoming the CEO. If you're going to be the CEO of a public market company, of course you are the first among the equal who will take all the major decision, the buck will stop at you. But if you are a CEO where the promoter, the founder and all are active, there will be only certain parts of the business you will run as the CEO. You may be the P&L head of a division, or you may be handling certain functions of it, right? Like sales, marketing, business side of it, and certain aspects like funding or finances or legal or HR will remain with the founder. Depending on which company you are getting in, your roles and responsibility and your power will differ. Power will be curtailed. So I don't want to say you say naam ke CEO, but power will be curtailed. The true CEO or someone who's like having the full view or full control on the P&L is someone who is a CEO of a public market company, where the person is completely in charge of P&L, cash flow, finance signatory, legal, auditory, compliance, everything. That role is not what I did in Byju's. So if you look at a large part of this, compliance, finance and all was still handled by the founder. So that way you can say that I was a partial CEO. But I was handling all the business. And what it really excited me is that for the Think and Learn Private Limited, the core business of it, right? Although this was the case, the subsidiaries, none of the subsidiaries had any CEO. So I was literally only CEO for 6 companies.
Oh,
which I think was a very good experience, and people don't get that, right? So run companies as different as Think and Learn, Akash, Epic, Osmo, across the horizon. So that was great. And because I brought in the combined resources, we were able to take most of these companies into a good state. So even today, right, Akash is doing well as a separate thing. Great Learning is independently working on it. Epic is, although within the company, it is a profitable business. Think and Learn is where a lot of work is happening, and I think now Byju Ravindran has directly started running the business and the operation and making progress. It may become a smaller company, but it may survive as a profitable company. Finally, that is what the intent of the business is.
So अभी कितनी कंपनी उन्होंने ये 2015 से लेकर 2024 तक acquire की थी?
That number is a very big, but I would say, yeah, that he had acquired a lot of company. But see, सारे companies का acquisition is not to keep it running. There are some acquisition which is done only for technology.
Right.
So some of the acquisitions were done for technology perspective. From a operations perspective, the bigger ones which was acquired was Akash, White Hat Junior, Great Learning, Epic, so these were the 4 or 5 big companies which were acquired.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वाइट हेड जूनियर जो कंपनी आई थी वो आई थिंक दैट वाज द बेस्ट कंपनी एक बन सकती थी जो कि इकोसिस्टम को भी चेंज कर सकती थी. मुझे ऐसा फील होता है क्योंकि वो हर एक ऑफलाइन भी जा सकते थे पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में जो कि अभी बिल्कुल क्रैश हो गया है. उसमें आपका क्या थॉट है? वहाँ पे उसको सही करना चाहिए था उस कंपनी को.
मैं सब कुछ तो ओपनली नहीं बोल सकता.
सर आप बोल सकते हो, हम देख लेंगे.
This is how I'll put it, okay, and I cover it in a chapter in my book. When we were growing up, we were always told that study everything, but most important, put your effort on mathematics and English. क्योंकि अगर तुम मैथमेटिक्स और इंग्लिश सीख लेगा ना तुम फ्यूचर में कुछ बन सकते हो.
कुछ भी कर सकते हैं.
That is how, so those were the skills of the future. If you look at today's kid, right, the skills of the future are very different. I believe a futurist kid tomorrow will have to know how to code. Without coding experience, they will find it, or kid without coding understanding, they will find it handicapped to use the modern day tools, right? Second, logical thinking बहुत important. So there are certain skills of the future which our curriculum unfortunately doesn't cover.
Okay, got it.
So White Hat Junior, as you rightly said, was a company which identified this and created a curriculum for training a student for the skills of the future. That is why they did coding and then they did logic and so on and so forth. So that way it's an interesting idea, right? But problem ये है कि हमारे बच्चे क्या एक दिन का स्केड्यूल आप देखोगे ना, पहले तो उसको 2 hours ट्रैवल ही करने फिर स्कूल इतना लंबा होता है, स्कूल के बाद खेलने कूदने के लिए थोड़ा टाइम, फिर घर आके पढ़ो. दे डोंट हैव टाइम, राइट? So if you want to train them in the skill of the future also, there's only a very small set of parents who will be ready for it. So White Hat Junior had only a small market to operate in. During COVID what happened is that ये market जो है एकदम से expand हो गया. क्यों? Because सारे बच्चे घर पे थे पता ही नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं. Hence it did exceptional revenue during COVID, right? And they also played along, did huge marketing, gave policies which made the customer decide without any thought process की लेना है. So बहुत कुछ उन्होंने किया उस टाइम पे. And when Byju bought it, right, Byju saw this growth and other things. But what happened post COVID is that वो market disappear हो गया.
Automatically
होगा ना, बच्चे वापस स्कूल चलने लगे, टाइम किसके पास?
मार्केट के डायनामिक्स पूरे चेंज हो गए एकदम से.
And that is what the problem is. So I have always believed this, and I had told him also at that time, I have always believed that it is not a $1 billion revenue company. It may have been a $100 million profitable revenue company. After acquisition, first of all, you acquire these companies thinking it is really big, you overpay for it.
Right.
Then because you have overpaid for it, you have to increase the revenue. So you put more and more investment into it.
So 600 crore में डील हुआ था क्या? इसका कितना जितना मार्केट में यही आता है?
It is available in public forum. The company was bought for $300 million.
$300 million
was the valuation of the company.
और ये मतलब इनका कॉन्टेक्ट में कैसे आए ये लोग कि भाई हमको White Hat Junior खरीदना है?
White Hat Junior was doing really well, and when you are Byju's and when you are doing so well, what you will do is you will obviously have access to a lot of capital. So what will you do? Obviously, automatically you will say that okay, इस capital से मैं alternate areas of education से क्या क्या कर सकता हूँ. White Hat was a good opportunity in the adjacent segment, and that came to the company.
But market में एक ऐसी बात चली थी कि White Hat Junior का जो कोडिंग है वो रविंद्र बाइजुन का जो बेटा है वो उनसे कोडिंग सीख रहा था, एंड ही वाज थिंकिंग आउट कैसे तुम क्या देख रहे हो, तो बोला मैं ये कोडिंग सीख रहा हूँ इससे, बोला मैं इतनी बड़ी कंपनी चला रहा हूँ तो मेरे से नहीं कर रहे हो, एंड यू आर डूइंग विद दिस White Hat Junior, लेट्स एक्वायर दिस कंपनी. क्या इज इट ट्रू और रॉन्ग?
Urban legends, okay, ऐसा नहीं होता, but there is some truth to it, and I can tell you that also. The truth is not that. Byju had seen this company. He was observing it. And that is how you should understand the founder also, right? General founders क्या करेंगे, दूसरे founders से मिलेंगे और उसको बोलेंगे कि चलो देख दे वगैरह. He didn't do all those things. Instead, what he did was he enrolled his son as a customer. And he started watching how the student is able to learn, what is the feedback and so on and so on. He actually spent a lot of his time in knowing about the product. The better way to explain this this intuition of a founder is how he bought this company Osmo. He saw this product in Dubai. It's a US based company. And he saw it in, I think there's a Virgin store in Dubai. Okay, Virgin store was selling it. He saw this product. So he really liked this product. But he was not very sure it can be sold. So he actually, one day he stood there and he demonstrated this product to every customer walking in. And that day he sold 5 Osmo kits.
Okay.
You understood what I'm saying, right? So I think these are brilliant things about Baiju Ravindra.
Right.
He spends time on the product to understand इसमें meat है कि नहीं, right? So he is convinced, and that's when he makes a decision to buy.
Right.
उसके बाद जो भी business mistakes हुआ, that's another thing, but this is what it is. So
मतलब 100 मोस्ट इन्फ्लुएंसिंग कंपनी में मतलब अभी तक बनी है, मतलब क्या, क्यों और कैसे, क्या गलतियां हुई आपके हिसाब से?
see, everyone is wise in hindsight. It was all about growing at any cost. अगर आप ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस फैमिली से होगे ना, जो भी करते हो ना, फर्स्ट थिंग होता है इसमें क्या बजट डाल सकते, कॉस्ट कंट्रोल में रहनी चाहिए. ओके, 1 साल में मुझे इसमें पैसा बनाना है. These kind of things were never even in the consideration set. So I think the mistake everyone did, not just Baiju did it in a different scale, that is the problem, is there was absolutely no control on cost, right? It was, investments were done without any understanding on what could be the potential revenue, what could be the potential cash flow. A lot of things were always done in optimism and exuberance rather than deep business insights and research. And that's the mistake, simply put. And everyone thought that, okay, these companies, this is the next internet revolution, like the .com boom. So everyone will do this. कोई स्कूल भी नहीं जाएगा. But all those things have been proven wrong.
तो यहाँ पे मतलब जो हम एज ए आउटसाइडर, जो हम, जैसे मैं एक फाउंडर किसी कंपनी का, जो मैं भी अभी कोई कंपनी बनाना चाह रहा हूँ, जो हम मार्केट में एक्चुअली देखते हैं कि अगर आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट लिया तो इन्वेस्टर सिर्फ आपसे यही बात बोलेगा कि जस्ट ग्रो एट एनी कॉस्ट.
उस टाइम पे it was only growth conversation. They will not tell you growth any cost, but it was only growth conversation. कैसे 200% कैसे ग्रो कर सकते हैं, 100% कैसे कर सकते हैं, मंथ ऑन मंथ कैसे ग्रो कर सकते हैं. It was a time when cheap capital was available. And there was nothing wrong in it, right? Because you say that अगर availability है, अभी market capture करते हैं.
Right.
बात का बात क्या सोचेंगे? But that decisions never allowed us to create the right base or ecosystem which would have helped the business grow further. Cost just बढ़ गया और cost वहीं पे लगा. People got so used to getting too much of hikes and incremental money और इतना काम भी नहीं हुआ.
क्योंकि सब कोई बोलेगा, मतलब कोई भी बायू से निकलता बोलता फ्रेशर भी 8 लाख की सैलरी पे है, 10 लाख की सैलरी पे है, तो उनको इतना पैसा दिया गया, इतना पैसा दिया गया. बट आज का अगर देखा जाए तो वो इकोसिस्टम इतना खराब हो गया है कि वो जो बंदा निकला है 8 लाख की सैलरी पे, उसको 4 लाख में कोई लेने के लिए रेडी नहीं है.
Absolutely. And that is the fact of the matter. वही प्रॉब्लम है.
तो मतलब इसमें अब किस, मतलब गलती एक पूरे इकोसिस्टम की है कि या तो एज ए फाउंडर आपको टेक लेना चाहिए कि नहीं यार, मुझे मेरी कॉस्ट को कंट्रोल में रखना है, चीज़ों को कंट्रोल में रखना है, और मैं सस्टेनेबली ग्रोथ को करना चाहते हैं. ऐसा तो नहीं कि सारे लड्डू एक ही प्लेट में हम खा सकते हैं.
Correct.
सो ऐसा कोई डिस्कशन वहाँ पे होता था या नहीं होता था?
See, उस टाइम पे it was a very different world. It was all about how do we grow? How do we grow? ये करते हैं, this markets and the other thing. You think about how many companies do you know which has gone international in its first 5 years of existence or first 10 years of existence from India?
No, I think I can't see any company.
That is the audacity. जाके US में acquisition कर ली, US में business. These are all very complex. See, by the time I had taken over Vita Junior, right, they had offices in 5 different countries. They were doing businesses, as you rightly said, in 21 countries. Brazil में office, Mexico में office, US में office, Europe में office, Australia में office. It's very complex.
Right.
You think about it, right? It is, I mean, I've run companies with global operation. It is extremely hard. तुम 5 बजे उठ के पहले ऑस्ट्रेलिया रिव्यू करो, फिर उसके बाद इंडिया में काम करो, फिर यूरोप को रिव्यू करो, फिर यूएस को रिव्यू करो, तब तक फिर से ऑस्ट्रेलिया रिव्यू करने का टाइम हो गया.
Right.
कैसे कर सकते हो? You can't do all those things. These things have to be given time. You have to really understand this market. You have to develop leadership in that location, which can independently work on. You have to create businesses which independently runs on its own cash flow, will come to you only as for strategic support and probably multiple other things whenever they need support. You'll have to build that. And you can't do these things all at time. At least I don't think I can build all this thing in one. We have to give it time. So I think वो सब था. So in this thing to grow, you will keep on doing such kind of things. It becomes beyond control. So these, as I told you, right, we are all wise in hindsight. So now we can say that all this were a mistake. At that time, these were all great business decisions. किसने किया? हम पहली बार
कर रहे हैं, हमको बड़ा मजा आ रहा है. इतना बड़ा बिजनेस, मतलब तो टीम भी अच्छी खासी थी, लोग उसको हैंडल करने के लिए थे. सो यहाँ पे बात आती है कि वन मैन आर्मी से ही कंपनी चलनी चाहिए, या फिर आपको ऐसे सेट ऑफ पीपल रखने चाहिए थे जो ये सब कुछ मैनेज करने के लिए आपका काम कर सकते थे. फेल होते हैं तो बात आती है रविंद्रन बाइजू की. ही वॉज द फेल, ही वॉज मतलब यहाँ पे फेलियर हुआ है. मतलब जो लोग काम कर रहे थे उनका कहीं नाम नहीं आ रहा है. अल्टीमेटली फर्स्ट द फाउंडर रहा है, राइट. तो यहाँ पे ऐसा इकोसिस्टम नहीं बनाया गया उस टाइम पे कि यार नहीं, कंपनी को एक 50 लोगों की एक सॉलिड टीम बना के हम लोग इसको डाइवर्ट करते हैं, डाइवर्सिफाई करते हैं तो अच्छा चलता.
So that was one of the failures. I think that was one of the failures. I would say that is one of the key failures, that the organization failed to create a good bench strength of leadership. To do something like this, you need excellent people. Baiju, in fact, the initial growth of Baiju is testimony for the initial people like me he found. Right? It grew because he always had that capability.
Right.
But somewhere in the growth, I don't think that was focused a lot. An organization is finally a set of people who are all working towards one objective. तो एक बंदा या 2-3 बंदे नहीं कर सकते. You need to have a set of people who are all leaders in their own and have the freedom to execute. अगर आप लोग ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर नहीं बनाओगे, then it will fail. It is bound to fail.
I'm writing a book, उसका नाम है Your company is going to shut down. This is for 100% sure. आज नहीं तो आपकी कल, नहीं तो परसों आपकी कंपनी बंद होना तय है. बट मार्केट में भी कुछ ऐसी कंपनी जो 100 साल 200 साल 300 सालों से चल रही है. देयर वाज ए रीज़न, बिकॉज लीडर्स क्रिएट लीडर्स. अगर वो लीडर्स बनाते रहते हैं, अपना ऐसा एक वैल्यू सिस्टम बना देते हैं कि यार आपको ये फॉलो करना है. अगर लीडर्स अपना कोई वैल्यू सिस्टम बना देंगे तो आपका पूरा सिस्टम खराब हो जाएगा. बट अगर आपने कोई वैल्यू सिस्टम में क्रिएट कर दिए, एंड इट विल बी फॉलोड थ्रू द ऑल लीडरशिप टीम. और एक ही अगर सीन में चीज़ कंपनी चलेगी तो देन आपकी कंपनी 100 साल 200 साल चल सकती है. इफ यू नॉट क्रिएट ए लीडर्स,
yes,
your company is going to shut down.
Yes, and you have an excellent example in India, right? Tata's.
Yeah.
Right? So when I told you I was with the Tata Administrative Services, and we get inducted. The cadre gets inducted when you get hired in a place called TMTC, Tata Management Training Center. It's in Pune. And all the Tata leaders, who's who, chairman, CEOs of big companies come to us and takes individual sessions with us. So it's the importance given to that cadre, right? So I remember Harish Bhatt, who at that time I think was the CEO of Tata Consumer. So he said that before I start, I want to ask you one question, right? If you look at companies around you, right? There are companies which are 10 years old, 15 years old, 25 years old, 50 years old, 100 years old. How many companies can you name 100 years old? Right? वो लोग 2-3 बोले, give me 5 reasons why they survived for 100 years plus. Right? So what he was treating is, he said that this exactly the point you said, right? It is a philosophy which is followed by a group of leaders, which has led the organization to get into that. Your morals of leadership, your morals of business doesn't change. Your brand ethos doesn't change. But everything is done by multiple people. So you're able to be the same culture.
Right.
So he then connected it to TAS, because this was the culture created by J.R.D. Tata. Right? And J.R.D. Tata created the cadre of TAS for future leaders as people who will go into multiple Tata companies but will have the ethos of Tata.
Same, एक ही चीज होना चाहिए.
What you're saying is exactly what is required to build organizations which survive.
तो आपने अपग्रेड में भी काम किया और यहाँ पे भी काम किया. अपग्रेड वाज स्लो ग्रोथ, स्टेडी ग्रोथ कर रहे हैं. आई एम जस्ट अज्यूमिंग इट. तो अब इन दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है, इनकी सोच में क्या डिफरेंस है दोनों की?
So upgrade also, I got chance to work with excellent people. I mean, somebody like Ronnie Screwvala, then the founder Mayank, and so on and so forth. I think all throughout my career, I have been very lucky to work with some exceptionally good people.
Right.
I mean, people who have seen the world, and I got to learn a lot from them. Both of them had similarities and big differences. I mean, the aspiration, the scale, the fearlessness, all those things are similar, right? But from the other side of it, there are also a lot of differences. For instance, even when I joined Upgrad, right? Upgrad at that time was doing around 195, 196 crores. Okay. And then during our tenure is when we scaled up in a big way. The third year when I left, we were doing around 1,600 crores. So it was also a massive scale up.
Okay.
But even at that size, right, 190 crores also, Upgrad had very strong governance systems. Because if you look at Ronnie Screwvala, the chairman of the company, right, he was the CEO of Disney. He was the CEO of Disney India. He has seen how compliance and governance are important. So even for that, the company used to have a very strong legal and compliance system. Very strong processes. The MISs, I mean, like you won't see that kind of daily MIS. We used to regularly do the town halls. We used to have very structured processes to do hiring. I think that was the big difference. While Byju's was a startup in every way. Okay.
Every day is a startup day.
Every day is like the systems nahi hota tha. But this was different. And I think that this is important. It is very important because if your intention is to grow, when you grow, you obviously you will be noticed. And you don't want to be seen as a company which is not doing compliance. So that is one big difference which I have seen. The second, of course, is there were good controls on everything in Upgrad. It was not like there were budgets very clearly. There were questions asked if you exceed the budget. There was very strong tracking processes and so on and so forth. So that I think after the big scale up which I did in Byju's without much of loss in the startup world, I think Upgrad helped me structure things a lot. It made me a much better manager. So when I went back to Byju's, these were the things which I implemented in that time. But of course, some are possible, some are not. So this I think is one big difference between both the companies. But in terms of how they look at market, in terms of aggressive growth requires this thing, they're very similar.
Very similar.
Very similar. These are companies who want to grow and capture the market which is in India. And I think both of them did a really good job in creating markets. See, the thing about EdTech is that this is not capturing a market which is already there, right? We were building markets.
Right.
So in case of Byju's, we build the K-12 online market. In case of Upgrad, we build the higher ed online market. So that way, similarities exist.
आपको नहीं लगता था कि जब हमने बाईजू का जब स्टार्टअप चल रहा था बहुत ज़्यादा, तो बच्चों पे ज़्यादा बहुत ओवरबर्डन हो गया था कि नहीं यार ये क्लासें करनी है, देखना है. So it was overstressed for the kids.
See, again, this overstretch and other things, right? You can, it's a subjective thing. Finally, all this stems from the fact that in India still, there are only few seats and lot of,
right?
बच्चे तो competitive बनना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो सबको लगता है कि इसकी life चली जाएगी. And parents put in their, and I think you mentioned it earlier also, right? The amount of, the percentage of spends from a family's income into education, India will be one of the biggest in the world. Right? That is the importance we give. Because even today, right, every parent in middle class or lower middle class feel that education is the only way for their kid to escape from this middle class level to upper class. So, इसलिए वो सब डाल देते हैं. So, I don't really think competition is because any company gave them product. Competition is because parents तो compete करेंगे ही करेंगे. और the more देते रहो, coaching दो, कोचिंग के लिए कॉम्पीट करेंगे, ऑनलाइन दो वो भी आ जाएगा. तो बच्चा 3-4 चीजें करता है.
कंपटीशन की अगर बात करो तो इतना वैसे भी सब लोग इतने इंटेलिजेंट हो गए हैं. 99 और 100% तो सब ला रहे हैं. आप एक से कैसे ला रहे हो, उसके लिए आपको मेहनत करनी है. अगर इफ यू आर एबल टू अचीव 101% और 102%, तब जाके आप थोड़ा सी आप उस लाइन को क्रॉस करके आगे बढ़ पाओगे.
एज अ प्रॉब्लम नो, बिकॉज देयर इज ओनली सो मच एंड एवरीवन इज पुटिंग दैट एफर्ट. तो ये तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि बायजूस ने कंपटीशन या प्रेशर क्रिएट है. प्रेशर तो था वहाँ पे ऑलरेडी.
पर ऐसा मार्केट में नेगेटिविटी इतनी फैल गई, नहीं यार यहाँ पे बच्चों को बहुत पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा, ले लिया है तो करना ही पड़ेगा, ये तो जबरदस्ती का बर्डन हो गया.
That is true across in education. If you look at a coaching company, if you look at a school, moment parents spend money on it, right, it becomes a burden because not all student is able to adapt to whatever you bought them.
Right.
सारे बच्चों की बस की नहीं है, बिकॉज सब तो इंजीनियर मेडिकल डॉक्टर नहीं बन सकते ना। पहले तो उसको वो करवाओ जिसमें उसकी इंटरेस्ट है, फिर वो कर लेगा लोड ले लेगा।
तो यहाँ पे इंडिया की एजुकेशन सिस्टम ऐसा है ही नहीं ना। अपन मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे मैंने भी इतनी पढ़ाई करी, मेरी बेटी भी पढ़ाई कर रही है, वो सेम चीज़ पढ़ रही है जो मैंने पढ़ी थी, मेरे पापा ने पढ़ी थी, मेरी बेटी पढ़ रही है, आज तक सेम है। एजुकेशन सिस्टम कुछ चेंज नहीं हुआ है अभी तक। कि वह कि मैं अब जाके समझ रहा हूँ कि अगर मेरी बेटी को मैं आज फाइनेंशियल एजुकेशन दूँ और ये बिजनेस की एजुकेशन अगर दूँ और 2-4 स्किल्स की एजुकेशन और दे दूँ, उसमें ज़्यादा फोकस करूँ, 80% उसमें फोकस करूँ और 20% में गवर्नमेंट जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम बना है उसमें फोकस करूँ, तो मेरी बेटी बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा कर सकती है लाखों लोगों से। पर ये तो आज मुझे पता चल रहा है और मैं लोगों को एजुकेट करना चाहता हूँ कि उसमें फोकस करो। बट मेरे को नहीं लगता कि मेरे एफर्ट्स अब इतने ज़्यादा है कि यार मैं लोगों को इतना एजुकेट कर पाऊँ। बट फिर भी किसी न किसी माध्यम से मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कि यार अपने बच्चों को ऐसी नॉलेज दो जो एक्चुअली उनको लाइफ में 50-60 साल ग्रो करने में काम में है, रादर देन कि यार नई नौकरी कर ली, कुछ कमा भी नहीं पा रहे हैं, हम एक टॉप लेवल तक भी नहीं पहुंच पा रहे हैं। क्योंकि 99% लोगों की ज़िंदगी तो एक मैनेजर लेवल तक लेके ही खत्म होकर निकल जाती है।
Correct. Absolutely. So skills of the future is the same thing. What are the skills you need to identify and educate them with?
पेरेंट्स को करना पड़ेगा सबको कि भैया पेरेंट्स को आगे होना पड़ेगा, बताना पड़ेगा अपने बच्चों को, उनको लर्न करना पड़ेगा पहले कि यार तुम ये करो। मेसी वाला एक बहुत बड़ा था कि इतना पैसा खर्चा किया, वहाँ पे अगर सैलरीज दे रहे होते, ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बनाया, तो वो क्या मूव था, वो ऐसा क्या स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसीजन था कि उनको बनाना जरूरी था वहाँ पे।
ये जो आप बोल रहे हो ना, दिस इज रिलेटेड टू द फीफा स्पॉन्सरशिप, राइट? तो इट वाज एन अनफॉर्चुनेट थिंग. सी, इन माय व्यू, दिस वाज डन व्हेन बायजू वाज ग्लोबलाइजिंग द कंपनी, राइट? यूजिंग White Hat Junior, he had created a product called as Byju's Future School. So Byju's Future School का vision itself was that you build a global product, okay, where you will teach students from different parts of the world in skills of the future. Same thing, right? So they were educating them in coding, they were educating them in math, they were educating them in logic, they were educating them in English and so on and so forth. जहाँ पे भी जो product है, और online करो using teachers in India. So it was actually a great idea. In fact, this is not the first company who have tried doing it. Multiple companies have tried. Like there was a company called Tutor Vista, which tried to do this many years ago, right? Because there's a lot of talent in India, teaching talent in India. Can we globally educate the kids using that talent? This was the idea. And that's the part of expansion. He was already trying to market and sell in 21 countries.
Right.
So the idea was that abhi hum itna bada company ban gaye. FIFA is one vehicle which will give a marketing proposition for all these 21 countries, because he is relevant है subject.
Right,
so
right.
ये Byju's Future School can be gone out and marketed in FIFA. So the idea strategically was not wrong at all. But where it went wrong is that the amount of investment required for something like this is humongous. So 21 countries में business run करना is huge. Although Byju had raised a lot of money, as a result of which, by the time FIFA came, the company ran out of money. Right? So, and FIFA sponsorship is not something you can go and say in the last moment that I don't want to. They obviously will not allow you.
Right.
Hence, whatever the plan was, the company could not execute it out. As a result, जब तक FIFA sponsorship का time आया, they had used Messi to do an ad and all at that time. The company had actually started looking at cost cutting. This was unfortunate कि वो cut नहीं कर पाए, क्योंकि ये decision was done thinking, see, idea was right, and if he had planned it well and it happened, right, it would have been a mega success. Think about it. 21 countries के लिए एक साथ एक marketing, it would have done wonders.
Right.
But it did not, because by that time itself there wasn't enough money to run this operations.
तो यहाँ पे मैं अगर समझने की कोशिश करूँ तो पहले हम बहुत अच्छा कर रहे थे, बीच में हमने बहुत अच्छा करने की कोशिश करी, तो ऐसा क्या मार्केट का डायनेमिक्स, ऐसा क्या चेंज हुआ वहाँ पे कि लोग सडनली ड्रॉप करने लग गए कि यार हमको नहीं खरीदना है। और ऐसा बोला जाता था कि भैया कि आपकी सेल्स टीम लोगों को पकड़ के, गरीब से गरीब लोगों को पकड़ के उनसे बोली जा रही है कि यार तुमको ये बाइजू नहीं करोगे, अगर ये नहीं लोगे तो तुम्हारी जिंदगी बर्बाद हो जाएगी, तुम नहीं कर पाओगे। तो दैट वाज द सेंटिमेंट्स इन द मार्केट। ये आया कहाँ से?
So two things here, right? एक तो FIFA जो था वो Byju's Future School है. What you are talking about now is Byju's India, the Byju's the learning app, right? So Future School में I think one big change, one of course is I think the investment was not planned. It ended up spending much more than what they could afford.
Okay.
But another big reasons for that is also the COVID related change in consumer behavior.
Okay.
because by then COVID had ended. People were going out. तो फिर requirement ही नहीं है, लोगों के पास time ही नहीं है. So that was one dynamic which worked against. India is a very different story. India, of course, India grew with the help of a very aggressive sales team. I was not part of the phase where you are talking about, so I don't want to comment about any of this. I don't want to get into that. There may have been some cases like that and all, but largely it was an organization which gave access to the product across the country, right? There also what had happened was that the organization had expanded that team to a very, very large level. And it was continuing to sell that high price product. If you look from a very high marketing point of view, right? India as a market has got 260 million school-going students.
260 million schools.
School-going students. Okay, that is the largest in the world. America की पूरी population 300 million है और यहाँ पे 260 million school-going students है. So from that perspective, India's education market looks like a behemoth in itself. But problem is that ये जो 260 school going students है, इसमें majority of them don't pay high amount for their education. So they can't be sold very expensive product. So at the price point which Byju's was operating, there would have been only a fraction of this market. Okay, my estimate always was 5 million students. Okay, 5 to 7 million students. Only these students actually would have afforded this product. So जब हम initial days में वो scale up किया, we found the right students. We were able to sell. They were happy. Everything was fine. But more and more, you were trying to sell a high expensive product to someone who couldn't afford it. And it was a manual sales process. Of course, then it becomes very high. You won't have control on what these guys are doing and other things. All this started adding negativity to it. So this is what happened in India. In my view, and this is my personal view, of course, Byju and I had many discussion on that. I think in 2020, before COVID, just before, there was large discussions in 2018 and 19 on what should be the next expansion plan. I thought the brand had come to a level wherein the brand should have stopped this direct selling, which was very effective in 2017-18 when we did it. But at that point, I felt that we have reached already the place where could we have reached. So the next level of growth, we did not need our own employees. We could have got franchisee partners to do it. We could have started selling it on e-commerce because we already had a very good brand.
Right.
We could have done a product for schools because there were already inbound interest from school. So we should have diversified our sales channel.
वो नहीं किया गया.
वो नहीं किया ना. The problem with diversifying, there's also strong business reasons for it, right? When you diversify your sales channel, right, you also have to diversify your product. आप ई-कॉमर्स में जाके 20,000 रुपए के प्रोडक्ट नहीं बेच सकते. आपको सब्सक्रिप्शन बेचना पड़ेगा, which means that you are going to create a product which is much cheaper than your cash cow. It can cannibalize your existing business. It's a very tough decision for the entrepreneur or the business leader to take. But if you don't take that decision, future is gone. So you have to be clear, what will you save?
So यहाँ तक अपने कन्वर्सेशन में मुझे तो ये समझ में आ रहा है कि हर पॉइंट पे आपको बहुत ही सोच समझ के डिसीजन लेना है.
Absolutely.
आपका एक डिसीजन लाखों लोगों की जिंदगी बर्बाद भी कर सकता है और लाखों लोगों को ऊपर भी बढ़ा सकता है. सो मेजर इस पूरी जर्नी में मेरे को अभी तक ये समझ में आ रहा है कि हर टाइम पे कुछ टाइम तक जब तक हम मोर एंड मोर की कहानी नहीं गा रहे थे तब तक हम एक राइट डिसीजन में चल रहे थे. पर जैसे ही हम मोर एंड मोर की कहानी गाने लगे तो हमारे डिसीजन में फ्लक्चुएशन आने लगा कि नहीं यार अभी जो है जैसा है लेट्स डू इट, गेट इट डन और ये कर देना है.
See again, the job of a CEO is very hard.
Right.
Because you should understand that everything you do, as you rightly said, is going to impact so many people. Your customers, your employees, your stakeholders, everything.
Right.
So you have to take well thought through decisions, right? And at the same time, you have to be fast. You have to be decisive. So it's not an easy job to do. I am a believer that the bandwidth of the CEO is the most important growth driver of the company. अगर CEO के पास strategic thought process और right decision लेने के लिए time नहीं है और वो ये सारे इसे ही कर रहा है, it's just a matter of time. The company will go down the drain. So I think that somewhere the company missed out. Too many things to do. All the time fighting, all the time fundraising. This is I think that's where it ended up creating issues.
मुझे लगता है कि मतलब सोसाइटी के लिए काफ़ी अच्छा कर सकता था. पोटेंशियल बहुत एक्सट्रीम था कि मतलब ऑफलाइन मार्केटिंग में भी, ऑफलाइन कोचिंग भी हम कर रहे थे,
Yeah.
चीज़ें कर रहे थे, और एक बहुत अच्छा इकोसिस्टम बन सकता था, लोगों के लिए इंस्पिरेशन भी बन सकता था कि यार नहीं हम भी वहाँ पहुँच सकते हैं, चीज़ें कर सकते हैं। बट आज का टाइम ऐसा हो गया है कि लोगों को लग रहा है यार इतना बड़ा बनने के बाद जब एकदम डाउनफॉल आएगा तो उसको हैंडल कैसे किया जाए। तो थोड़ा सी मार्केट का सेंटीमेंट्स मैं भी एज ए फाउंडर तो मैं भी देखता हूँ कि पहले इंस्पिरेशन देखी भाई यार वहाँ तक पहुँचना है, कैसे जाते हैं,
Yeah.
क्या करते हैं, क्या डिसीजंस होते हैं।
Yeah.
तो आज लर्निंग मिल रही है कि यार आपको मोर एंड मोर के चक्कर में नहीं जाके आपको थोड़ा सा कम करो, और मार्केट के डायनेमिक्स को आपको समझना है कि मान लो आपके 100 कस्टमर में से आपके 50 कस्टमर ही पोटेंशियल कस्टमर है,
Yes.
और अगले 50 कस्टमर आपके पोटेंशियल नहीं हो सकते, तो आपको उनको नहीं बेचना है सामान।
उनके लिए दूसरा प्रोडक्ट बनाओ ना। जो अभी फिजिक्स वाला ने प्रोडक्ट बनाया, दैट वाज द प्रोडक्ट फॉर देम, बिकॉज फॉर देम इट हैज टू बी लो प्राइस, it has to be low. And again, these are all my views, right? In education you cannot make money from every student.
राइट।
It's okay, some students you will make losses, but it's okay. अगर तुमने उसकी जिंदगी चेंज किया ना, वो तुम्हें इतना फ्री मार्केटिंग देगा, इतना फ्री मार्केटिंग देगा कि तुम्हारा नेक्स्ट एक्विजिशन का कॉस्ट रिड्यूस हो जाएगा।
तो यही बात अभी फिजिक्स वाले की बात आई गई है, तो उनका थॉट प्रोसेस ये है कि इंडिया में पहले इंडिया को सॉल्व कर लें।
हाँ।
एंड मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ, मैं बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाता हूँ, मैं इंडिया का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करूंगा, उसके बाद में मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा, मुझे इतना मोर एंड मोर ग्रो नहीं करना है। एक दिन स्टोरी पढ़ रहा था, बोल रहे थे यार मुझे हार्ट अटैक आ रहा है, मुझे लग रहा था कि बच्चों से अगर मैं चला गया तो बच्चों से कोई ज़्यादा पैसे ले लेगा, तो अगर ये थॉट प्रोसेस है किसी का तो शायद वो बहुत अच्छा ग्रो कर सकते हैं।
The specific company I don't want to
हाँ.
talk about. My example I gave you is because of the price point they are operating. But there is a large market in India who has problem with affordability. उनको आपको affordable product ही देना पड़ेगा, right? You give the services accordingly. You give it online. You give it on YouTube. जो भी है, एक साथ आप 10,000 बच्चे पढ़ाओ, no problems on that. Those guys will pay you 500 rupees. It's okay, but they will learn like that. But you give them the right product at the right price. That is the point of view there. I mean, like specifically on the founder or anything like that, it is not that you cannot grow. You can still grow 100, 200%. No issues on that. But pick up things which you can handle. My view is that Physics Wala is going the same route as Byju's. Trying to get into everything possible. I think prioritization is so important.
बट ऐसा क्या होता है कि मतलब एक फाउंडर मतलब इतना डाइवर्सिफाइड हो जाता है सिर्फ इन्वेस्टर के चक्कर में, या फिर इन्वेस्टर, क्योंकि इन्वेस्टर को कंपनी चलाना नहीं आता, उनको पता ही मेरे पास पैसा है, मुझे पैसा डबल करना है आज।
See, मुझे again, if you look at the full entire startup ecosystem of India, right? Almost all of these founders are first-time entrepreneurs. The only job and the first job and the only job they have done it in is in their own company. So for somebody like that, the glamour which comes with success is not that easy to take. It is extremely hard to be grounded when you get that kind of attention. Human beings are carried over. I mean, the people get carried away. That is what it is. You see the amount of PR done by all of them. I mean, I'm not trying to criticize. It's it's their choice on what to do. The same thing I told you about bandwidth, right? The amount of time you spend on all this, the amount of time you spend managing your investors, the amount of time you spend raising money, amount of time you spend doing PR, amount of time you spend doing events. This should have been the time actually you should have spent on your consumer, finding the right insight, finding the right products, thinking through things so that you make the right decisions. I think over a period of time, people are also becoming wiser and getting into that. But this is not the reason. I think it's more of we have had a large group of people who was very inexperienced. It took some years to get there.
बट आप तो वेल विशर थे ना, मतलब क्योंकि बिकॉज आप तो 15 साल आप साथ में काम कर रहे हो, मतलब आप तो 15 सालों से कोई बंदा साथ में, तो सबसे बड़ा वेल विशर तो वही होगा कि यार बॉस आप रॉन्ग कर रहे हो, गलत कर रहे हैं, चीज़ें सही नहीं कर रहे हैं। व्हाट वाज द सेंटीमेंट्स, मतलब आपका क्या कन्वर्सेशन होता है ऐसा, या नहीं होता है बिल्कुल, या आपको उन्होंने नेगलेक्ट कर दिया, आपने उनको नेगलेक्ट कर दिया? नहीं
कुछ नहीं, obviously we are all close to him and thing, and see the thing is, first of all, and then of course such discussions also happen. Not all discussions are nice. Some discussions you should also tell the truth, then only will this thing. But finally it is on the entrepreneur to decide what they accept it or not, right? And it's also very hard, right? Because they will be in touch with hundreds of people, right? And you will get multiple messaging from everyone. Some people will be good, some will be bad. It is also very hard after a point,
right?
Which is the reason. And then maybe if it had gone out well, right? maybe it would have been super successful. Now we are talking about all these things because things went wrong, right?
So we are also talking about success thing कि मतलब success तो because he is an inspiration as of now still कि इतना बड़ा बिजनेस बना के चलो ठीक है फेल होना पास होना दैट इज ए पार्ट ऑफ द जर्नी कि वो कोई हो जाता है पास कोई फेल हो जाता है ठीक है सम स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसीजन उनके गलत हो गए ठीक है कोई इशू नहीं है बट आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द वेल विशिंग थिंग कि भाई आप 10 लोग 15 लोग जो टीम में होंगे तो आप लोग ये डिस्कशन करते हो कि यार यहाँ हम गलत जा रहे हैं अगर ये डिसीजन अगर लेते तो माइट भी हम अभी जो फेल जा रहे हैं वो हमारी गाड़ी वापस ऊपर जा सकती थी.
These kind of discussions, right? Of course, not everyone will tell the truth all the time. But well-wishers, as you rightly said, will tell the truth. Now, when you are telling something, right, you are talking about a possible outcome. Now, it is up to finally the entrepreneur to decide whether I want to accept this outcome or some other outcome which I think is possible or somebody else is advising me on.
So यहाँ पे तो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर की बात आती है. आप 10 लोग बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर में हैं, so everybody will raise hand कि यार ये करना है,
So,
या फिर 1% की जिम्मेदारी है.
So this goes back to the point of the difference between Upgrad and Baiju you ask about. So a well-governed organization, right, should have a well-functioning board. It is the most important thing, right? And you should have a diverse board who will tell you the truth. It's so important. It's like your set of advisors. So you will see good public market companies or even Upgrad for that matter, right, has got diverse people from diverse backgrounds. There is somebody from academia, there are investors in that board, there are successful CEOs in that board along with the founders. While Baiju's board from the beginning was largely the founder and family and some investors.
That's a mistake.
I mean, in the sense, that is what they were comfortable with. They went with that because it was more about that thing. The time when you are doing good, right, all of this are not considered a problem. But today it is. So one of the biggest things which acted as negative to Baiju's was 3 of his investor directors resigning on one day. You remember that day, right? When it created huge news. That was a massive thing. Even the people who were advising at that point, they resigned. So these kind of things are the ones which created that huge negative PR, which he should have omitted by taking timely decisions at the right point.
So आज मैं भी बहुत छोटा इंटरव्यू छोटा मतलब थोड़ा सी छोटा थोड़ा बड़ा
बड़े होने की
प्रोसेस पे कि अच्छा ठीक है अपन भी ऐसी मैसिव ग्रोथ करते हैं ऐसा जाएंगे. बट मैं थोड़ा स्पिरिचुअल भी हूँ साथ में. स्पिरिचुअलिटी मेरे अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा है. तो लेट्स सी वो कैसे वक्त के साथ कैसे रहती है. बट मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि जैसे मुझे ये पता है कि अगर मैं लीडर्स नहीं बनाऊंगा, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर मेरे अंदर सिस्टम में नहीं रखूंगा, और इफ़ आई रन अलोन विथ माई फैमिली दिस कंपनी, जो मैं मिशन या विजन देख रहा हूँ इस कंपनी के लिए, वो पूरा नहीं होगा. अच्छा, इफ़ आई कैन थिंक अबाउट दिस थिंग, व्हाई दे कांट थिंक द सेम थिंग? क्योंकि ये तो एक पार्ट है बिजनेस का.
See this, you may be thinking about this now because there's so much of discussion on governance these days. Okay, उस टाइम पे किसी ने बोला था कोई बोर्ड के बारे में बात भी नहीं करता.
सही बात है.
अभी actually in quick successions there were 2 big companies where governance problems came in, right? But it was Baiju's and second was Paytm. इसीलिए सब बोल रहे हैं इसके बारे में. So that's what the thing is. So there is a very interesting thing. The Zomato founder, Dipinder, mentioned when he was going for IPO. Did you read the article when he did it? So you would have said, he said that because India InfoEdge, which is Naukri.com, was an investor in their company, they ensured that the governance practices of Zomato was like a public market company. So Sanjay Bikhchandani is one of those top entrepreneurs India has seen. Okay, India entrepreneur and then investor. He is he's very clear about these things. So whichever company he invested, he ensures that the governance practices after a particular point is there. So he said that it's not at all as a problem for us because we have been run like a public market company for years. Hence their IPO was one of the smoothest IPOs.
Right.
अब अभी देखो ना कितने कंपनीज प्रोस्पेक्टस दे के वापस ले रहे हैं, फिर से दे रहे हैं. ओयो को देखो, फर्स्ट क्राई का देखो, दे रहे हैं वापस ले रहे हैं. All this doesn't happen. And see, the whole point is, what are you building this company for? Are you building it for tomorrow? Are you building it for next 10 years? Or are you building it for next 100 years?
Right.
If you have a long-term vision, right, then you will think, okay, मैं ये चलाऊंगा, 10 साल में मैं इतना करूंगा, I will run it profitably, then I will go for an IPO. Because you have a thought that I will go for an IPO 10 years, you'll start working on it now. And that's what the thing is. That is a failure on all of us. Because in the startup ecosystem, right, long-term thought process was something we all missed. All of us are equally responsible for it. I mean, it was always about इस महीने का नंबर कैसे करना है, नेक्स्ट महीने ग्रोथ कैसे करना है.
हम मेरा भी रोज यही चलता था, बट आज मैं अब जैसे मैं इतनी लर्निंग लेता हूँ आप लोगों से सीखता हूँ, तो मुझे ये पता चल रहा है कि यार कुछ चीज़ें होती है जिसको अलग रखना पड़ता है, कुछ चीज़ें होती है जिसको अलग रखना पड़ता है. एक सीईओ की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या होती है? अभी मैं ही सेल्स ड्राइव कर रहा हूँ, मैं ही ऑपरेशंस ड्राइव कर रहा हूँ, मैं ही टेक ड्राइव कर रहा हूँ, मैं फाइनेंसेस ड्राइव कर रहा हूँ, मैं गवर्नमेंट कंप्लायंसेस में बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं शूट कर रहा हूँ, एवरीथिंग आई एम डूइंग इट अलोन. तो ये मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि यार मैं ही करूँगा तो ही होगा ये काम, अदरवाइज नहीं होगा. कभी कभी होता है कि यार आप करते हो बहुत अच्छा 100% होगा, बट नाउ आई लर्न कि यार मैं डेलीगेट करूँगा तो 60% सही तो होगा,
But in next 2 months, he will come to 100.
हाँ वो हो जाएगा, बट आप इसको छोड़ दो यार.
Absolutely. Over a period, see, what you're doing is exactly what an entrepreneur should have done in the beginning. Because आपको cost reduce करके रखना है ना. But over a period of time, you have to free up your bandwidth. Otherwise, your future growth will not happen. So that is how it is. I mean, I today, because I am doing consulting mostly, I support a lot of entrepreneurs. Like that's one of the things which I am doing now. So everywhere it's a journey. Let's say you are talking to a company जो साल में 5 करोड़ कर रहा है, उसको जाके तुम नहीं बोल सकते सीईओ हायर कर लो, लीगल एड हायर करो. दो दिन में मर जाएगा that way, right? So there is it's a journey, and there are things you need to build in the organizational structure as you go through phases. But that is a decision which can only happen if the CEO is ready for it, and that bringing that maturity to the CEO, I think, is the major thing.
अच्छा, मैंने बाईजी की बहुत बात कर लिया, अब मेरे को ये बताओ, आप सीईओ की पोस्ट पे पहुंचे हो. सीईओ इज अ वेरी, मतलब एक छोटा सा लेकर ऊपर जाना बहुत वेरी टफ टास्क, चैलेंजिंग टास्क. कोई 25-26 साल का लड़का है, वो एक नौकरी में घुसा है, तो उसको ऐसा क्या काम करना चाहिए कि वो एक टॉप सीईओ की पोजीशन तक पहुंच सके, irrespective वो कुछ भी कर रहा हो, सेल्स, ब्रांडिंग, मार्केटिंग, एनीथिंग?
It is all depends on the number of years. Okay, for instance, I had an excellent job with Tata's. TAS is like highly coveted. Okay, and basically the thumb rule is that if you are a TAS officer, okay, and you are good, within 10 years you can become a CXO of a small Tata company. Okay, CXO. Within 20 years you can become a CEO of small to mid-size, depending on how good you are. And if you spend your 30 years in the group, you will become the CEO of a big Tata company. Today's CEOs, if you look at it, Tata Steel, TV Narendran is a TAS officer. The earlier Tata Motors CEO was a TAS officer. So you'll see that. I was always the case that I want the top job, right? I worked hard, and I always honed my skill for it. In Tata's, I took TAS because I saw that opportunity, and like leaders after leaders told us this is how it will be.
वहाँ जाते कैसे, मतलब वहाँ पे जाने के लिए क्या
selection process होता है, very intense selection process. They only hire from IIMs.
Only IIMs? Why only IIMs?
That's their process. एक साल में 10 लोगों को लेते हैं या 5 लोगों को लेते हैं, तो they can be choosy.
तो पहले वहाँ पहुँचने के लिए हमको IIM क्रैक करना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, or you can be a Tata employee, and then there is an internal process also. You have to be below 23 years of age. So it is there is a high bias and high selection process. So that was a job built for that, and I could see that I can get there. But I was impatient. I wanted to do that in 10 years.
Right. Okay. You don't want to do in 1 year.
1 year तो possible ही नहीं है. 1 year करना है तो entrepreneur बनना पड़ेगा. Okay. मुझे तो entrepreneur, I did not feel that was the right time to go. Okay. I did not feel that I had a brilliant idea which would have kept me awake in the night to be an entrepreneur. So then the second option is you take risk with an idea on an entrepreneur who you think will be successful.
But still कुछ ऐसे steps, कुछ ऐसी बात आप बोलना चाहो कि यार आप 26 साल के आप आज हो या 24-23 साल के आप हो, ये इतना हार्ड वर्क करो या कुछ ऐसा काम करो, then you will be a...
See, number one is whatever you do it well. Okay. In the sense, you are a specialist in sales, you are a specialist in marketing, whatever it is, you do it well. Because a lot of people think that CEO is basically jack of all trades. That's not true. Okay. CEO is someone who has to be master of everything, because then only can you find the right people who can do your job and give them the guidance. So it takes time to build that skill set. So एक तो है कि if that is what you're aspiring to, you will have to build the skill set. And that skill sets cannot be built at the same time. You'll have to build one at a time. It takes time, right? So that's one which you do. Second is take risk in your life. if you're going to say that नहीं मुझे सैलरी प्यारी है इसीलिए मैं स्टार्टअप नहीं ज्वाइन कर सकता, मुझे रिस्क नहीं लेना, then that is where you are. Every year you'll get promoted, maybe not every year, you'll get a hike every year. Every 3 years you'll get promoted, you'll become first an executive, then senior executive, then you'll become an assistant manager, you'll become a manager. So there are enough hierarchy built that you can retire as a general manager in a large company today. So you'll have to see that, and then you'll have to take a risk on क्या करना है. और अगर आपको 1 साल में CEO बनना है तो आपको अपनी कंपनी शुरू करनी पड़ेगी.
शाहरुख खान का भी एक ऐड किया था इन लोगों ने, आप मिले थे उनसे, आप ऐड में थे वहाँ पे?
See, I told you, right? I've been a marketing professional and I worked in Titan. So Titan is a legendary marketing company. So I have worked with a lot of these ads. Before that, also in Titan, we had done ads with Amir Khan. We had done with multiple other celebrities. Shahrukh Khan, of course, yes. We had done multiple ads with him. Then we did ads with Mohanlal, Mahesh Babu. In Upgrad, we did an ad with Amitabh Bachchan. So first of all these people are very expensive. Okay, और करते क्या है कि उनको they will give us 1 day to shoot, right? So you don't really get a lot of time to talk and learn and other things. Your entire focus is that मैं ये एक दिन में ना इसमें कैसे वैल्यू लेके आऊँ. तो जब शाहरुख खान के साथ या मिस्टर बच्चन के साथ जब ऐड किया था, हर एंटायर थिंग वाज हाउ टू रिक्वेस्ट देम कि एक और फोटो लेने दो या एक और. सो वॉइस ओवर ऑफ अमिताभ बच्चन इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी स्ट्रांग. सो वी हैड रिक्वेस्टेड हिम, कैन यू डू दिस वॉइस ओवर एंड अदर थिंग्स. सो full day, that is my focus. I don't do anything else on that day. But he has been a very good brand ambassador for Byju's. In fact, this was entirely Byju's decision to take SRK.
बट ये बोला जाता है कि SRK अगर किसी चीज़ में ऐड कर दे तो उस कंपनी का बहुत खतरनाक हो जाता है, बोलबाला ज़्यादा, सेल्स बहुत अच्छी हो जाती है.
It happened with Byju's. And I thought it was very counterintuitive at that point that Shah Rukh Khan will represent a education brand. But Byju said that this will bring the big growth for us. The point was that Shah Rukh Khan, right, is known as a great parent for his children, right? At that point, his kids were all of that age. So that angle fit very well with the plan. So इसीलिए हमने जो ad बनाया था, right, वो ad शाहरुख खान के बारे में नहीं था, वो product के बने.
Right.
It was about the math and the Byju's product, and he was just a messenger in that. He was actually, it was a big school presentation with kids performing, and he was just one compeer in that, right? But his name is extremely powerful. It gives you access to the smallest of the small towns. That third year, which I told you, right, 65 offices. One of the reasons why I did that was because SRK came and we got an all India network. So we also did multiple things along with that ad, like going and setting up offices, having people there. So जब हमें ऑल इंडिया से लीड आने लगे, हमारे सेल्स बंदे वहाँ मौजूद थे जो घर पे जाके डेमो कर सकते थे और क्लोज कर सकते थे.
ये एडटेक कंपनी का मतलब ये क्लासरूम बोल रहे हैं कि अभी जो ऑफलाइन वाला मार्केट में आप लोग आए, ऑफलाइन करने लगे, तो इसके बारे में क्या थॉट है? मतलब ये चलना है या नहीं चलेगा?
Offline, online, all these things, right? These are just modes of taking the education content to the student. And students also keep getting bored with one and move to another. Right. Before COVID also, there was a clear movement of students from offline to online because they wanted something new. COVID accelerated that.
Right.
And COVID was an overdose of online. Everyone went back to offline. Right. So the way I am seeing it, right, I think the way there are certain parts of education which can be done really well online. Right. अगर JEE एग्जामिनेशन और नीट एग्जामिनेशन आपको ऑनलाइन ही लेना है तो आप पेपर में क्यों प्रैक्टिस करो, फिर ऑनलाइन ही प्रैक्टिस करो, राइट? So there are a lot of things like that which are done really well online. Similarly, there are a lot of aspects which have to be done offline. You cannot have a student focus on a teacher for 4 hours through a laptop.
Right.
You cannot have 100 students and the teacher sitting there on the other side of the laptop and taking a 3-hour session. सब लोग नहीं focus करेंगे. So you need a physical environment in some cases. Hence, the way things are moving is that it is becoming more of a hybrid offering, where you have the discipline of offline and the flexibility of online. but that has to be used the right way, and which is where a teacher and this technology and all these things becomes very important. So that's where the movement is. Currently, all the tech companies are going offline because online is not scaling, and revenue has to be done. So as well go offline. It's true with everyone, right? But the problem with offline is a very expensive business to run. I mean, your margins are razor thin, and if you don't have the expertise of running the product of the process, right, you will make losses like crazy.
So as of now, अभी इनको close कर रहे हैं या फिर it will be remain same as it is?
So Byju's Tuition Center, if you are asking about, right? See, Byju's Tuition Center is one of the most purest form of hybrid implementation. Because what we have done is that we have implemented a product where the student can log in either online or come to the center and sit there, and will have the exact same experience. For the teacher, they have a contiguous classroom. There are some students online, some students offline. So they actually take classes for all of them. They talk to the offline students and online students. They'll be able to, when they ask a question, they'll be able to see who is raising the hands. It's to that level. So what had happened is that it gives that flexibility to the student and the parent that if they can come, they can come to offline. If 1 or 2 days the parent is not there to drop and all, they can come off online also.
So Byju अभी 21 कंपनी में ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं या फिर सब जगह पे क्लोज्ड है, क्या सिचुएशन है?
We have consolidated operations. Now the focus is India, of course. Yeah, and US also there is a substantial amount of business, but that's mostly through subsidiaries.
मतलब अभी सब सारा जो ऑपरेशन से रविंद्रन बाइजू अकेले अभी
he is only running.
Only handling it.
Yes, he is only running. He's operationally running the entire thing.
Happiest memory of Byju's बताओ आप, सबसे happiest memory.
सबसे बहुत सालों से है तो वो सोचना there are lot of good memories
जो बहुत extreme आपको pleasure देती हो. अच्छा.
So I think one very happy memory was the realization that there is huge customer acceptance for online. I told you, when we created the first product. So we created that entire product, almost 110 hours of recording in 2 weeks. और हम जॉब करते थे, सो सुबह तो नहीं करते, रात भर बैठ के रिकॉर्ड करते थे. When we saw that in 60 tablets we sold off in 1 day, like 60 minutes पे हो गया, then we understood that there is something really big we have hit. So I can say that was my happiest memory. When I really, I mean, if you want me to put a happiest memory, there are a lot of good memories, but yeah, it could be one of them.
आपने best brands के साथ में काम किया है. What is your next step?
See, I'm a believer of India story. I think that India will still have excellent companies coming out of it. I think the next era will have a lot of global companies coming out of India. And that I see because globally, if I look at countries, right, there are very few options where private capital can invest, and India is one of them, right? So this funding winter and all we are talking about, right, this is a passe. Money will come back here. But last time, it was more about investment in growth. Right, and like throw money at companies without seeing anything. There were a lot of companies which even did not have a business model but got a lot of money. Right. Next phase will not be like that. Next phase, the investors will look at unit economics, will look at strong business model, will invest in those entrepreneurs who have the sensibility and sensitivity to run large businesses and grow it over a period of time. This is how I see it, right? Hence, I thought that not every company in the current scheme will survive, and there will be a new breed of startups which will come in. So I thought that, okay, why don't I try finding them now?
Mm-hmm.
Because as you rightly said, right, I mean, I had the luck to make a lot of mistakes and learn. Why don't I tell them about the mistakes and mentor them and guide them so that they don't make the same mistake?
Best learning बताओ आपकी, मतलब 10 सालों की best learning.
Okay, first of all, this best 1, 2, 3 and all is very hard for me to say, but then there have been a lot of learnings. One thing which I try to now keep in mind is that finally, when you are running a business, right, your output is a function of multiple things. अगर आपको ग्रो करना है, आप कितने भी ग्रो कर सकते हो. You can grow 500% also. Just put more money.
Just put more money.
100 करोड़ की कंपनी हो, आप next year 600 crore भी कर सकते हैं. You just spend 1,000 crores in marketing next year. These numbers have no meaning.
No meaning.
In absolutely no meaning in my view. What finally really matters is that are you able to build that customer happiness in an incremental manner. If you are sure that every customer who touches your product becomes someone who will give a good feedback and will come back to you, then it's just a matter of time. You will build a very successful business. So this is something which I try to now do it with every entrepreneur I work with. I work with quite a few of them. Basically, I say that be a customer-centric company. Understand what your customer is looking for. Solve the problem for your customer. The customer will take care of your company.
Right.
So if you ask me, one single thing which I always follow is this. Be customer centric.
दिस इज अ ग्रेट लर्निंग फॉर मी. मैं भी अभी यही इस पे थोड़ा फोकस करूंगा बिकॉज मैं अभी जो कंपनी रन कर रहा हूँ वो बेचने के पर्पज मतलब कुछ सामान बेचने के पर्पज से कर रहा हूँ.
Okay.
आई विल थिंक अबाउट इट कि इसको वापस कैसे कर सकते हैं. क्या आपको लगता है कि बाईजी वापस बाउंस बैक करेगा या फिर इट विल बी दिस इज द एंड?
So I am not an astrologer, so I can I can give you what I see from the business. See, Byju's is not one company anymore. Byju's is a set of companies, okay? And I think some of the companies are already doing well. Akash is doing quite well, right? Even for a tough year like this, they've been pretty much turning around. There's a very good investor today who has gotten a new leader for the company, and it's doing what it's doing. Great Learning, especially again an independent company, profitable, higher ed, one of the top players in that. So that part is also doing well. The US businesses, I think Epic is a extremely good company, used by 97% of US primary schools. Loved product, profitable, doing quite well. Your specific question is about Think and Learn, right? Which is where it is. There also, what I see is that Byju sir is trying out new models. Whatever said and done, right? What we should understand is that product Byju is still used and appreciated by majority of the students. Look at the organic volume which is still there. So product, and the fact of the matter is there's no competition. कोई नहीं बना रहा है ऐसा प्रोडक्ट बिकॉज अभी ऐसा प्रोडक्ट बनाओगे ना द अमाउंट ऑफ केपेक्स इन्वेस्टमेंट रिक्वायर्ड इज ह्यूमंगस. इट वुडंट मेक एनी बिजनेस सेंस. सो देयर आर aspects of the business which is going to be there. Now, on top of it, the problem of cost, which we solved greatly, still needs some more solution, which is what he's trying to do. It all depends on how he will solve it out to see that. I think they are making progress, and I am a believer that it will get solved and they will make a comeback. It may not be a $22 billion company. It may be a smaller company, but it has the metal, I believe, to be a successful and profitable company at a smaller scale. That's how I see it. And then, of course, then there is the problems of the past, the conflicts, the liabilities and all. That will have to be solved.
जब आपको हायर किया गया था एज ए सीईओ तब क्या कॉन्वर्सेशन हुआ था कि आपको क्या करना है बाईजू में? मतलब क्या आप क्या टेक केयर करोगे?
It's a very simple problem to solve, right? So it's so save the company, make it profitable, sustainable. You see, I took over at a phase when there were too many issues going on, right? And I think we have stabilized a lot of things, and the time also has not been helpful. There were multiple compliance problems, there were shareholder conflicts, legal issues, so on and so forth. But largely, the business problems are under control. The large cost which used to exist is of story of the past. But the liabilities are still there, and which will have to be solved.
कितनी लाइबिलिटी अभी?
ये सब तो मैं रिवील नहीं कर सकता.
जस्ट अ नंबर.
This is for the company to reveal when it is time to reveal it. But yeah, I think it is a number which is 100% solvable. They will all have to work together. The investors and the founders, everyone will have to come together and solve it. They are one of some of the best investors on their cap table.
एक सीईओ की क्या सैलरी होती है? बहुत कॉमनली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन है. पूरे इंडिया की जनता बस यही जानना चाहती है कि एक सीईओ की सैलरी की क्या होती है?
All the public limited companies, right, are supposed to reveal the salaries of their CEOs and top few employees. So ये सब published information है.
ठीक है, सर की सैलरी प्लीज आप गूगल पर टाइप करके चेक कर लीजिएगा.
कर लो, but you will not get to know because a private limited company did not reveal it. So hence it is not. But one thing I can tell you is that Indian startup ecosystem, right? There was a time when it used to overpay the cash component of the salary compared to the public market companies and all. That is the reason why they were able to attract some people also from banking and all in that. But a lot has changed after that.
Right.
Now these companies have also started giving big stock compensation. As a result, now there's no comparison.
राइट. चलो ग्रेट है सर. मैं एक छोटा सी रैपिड फायर आपसे
Sure.
5-6 क्वेश्चंस मैं आपसे पूछता हूँ. नॉर्मल क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है. 1 वर्ड में आंसर दीजिएगा. स्मार्टफोन क्लासरूम में अलाउड होना चाहिए या नहीं? यस और नो.
Yes.
एडटेक में ऐसे कौन सी नई बड़ी चीज है जो आपको बहुत एक्साइट करती है?
The hybrid approach.
एक एडटेक कंपनी चलाने में सबसे चैलेंजिंग एस्पेक्ट कौन सा होता है? कोई 3 बताने हैं.
Number one is people aspect, which is teachers and all. I mean, like you have to upskill them and get them to use the technology and do it that way. Second is technology is very expensive in India now. So how do you manage to keep abreast with the changing realms of the technology, right? And so like when we built Byju's, right, content was the king. Now AI can generate any content it wants, right? In no time, this will all become passe. I mean, like of the stories of the past. So that is the second one. And number 3, of course, is the typical CEO problems on where do you draw the line? How much do you spend for the future? How much do you keep track of the bottom line and so on and so forth? These are constant problems.
सो आपका फेवरेट एजुकेशनल ऐप कौन सा है एज पर करंट मार्केट अभी?
I will tell about the apps I build, right? I will tell about Upgrad, Byju's and all, where which I build.
इसलिए आपको कोई लगता है कि मार्केट में और कोई उभर के आ रहा है 12 भी?
I'm especially excited about a lot of smaller companies. Okay, what they are doing is that this is not maybe the large scale business of K12. They are focusing on the future prospects which are coming in. Right. For instance, there's a company which is focusing on commerce education. So CA education, ACCA and all, right? They are becoming very big.
Right.
So there are companies in that. Then vernacular is such a strong proposition in India, right? So vernacular में आप upskilling कर सकते हैं कि नहीं?
Right.
Right. That aspect of it. A lot of them are using AI. So that it's a lot. So I spend a lot of time discovering and seeing what people are doing. So I'm excited about a lot of things. It's a long list, but there are a lot of cool things people are doing there.
सो कस्टमर को बहुत लोगों को रिफंड नहीं मिला, बायजू से टीवी उठा के ले गए. सच है झूठ है?
See, that was one social media incident, which happened. And that particular customer had actually got the refund. He didn't realize it, and the TV also came back. But that nobody talks about. But having said that, the liabilities which had accrued had created massive problems in all our centers. We have tried, and over a period of time, fixed a lot of it by we are using the cash flow which came in, all, but still problems persist, and it will take some time for the company to completely solve it.
कौन ज़्यादा बड़ा मुश्किल चीज़ है, एक डैड बनना या CEO बनना?
Dad बनना.
Dad बनना is a मुश्किल thing, right? You recently became a dad, right?
No, I have 2 kids. Yeah, so one is 6, almost 7 years old, and the second one is now 1.5.
1.5
old. Yeah, it's a great time to spend with the kids. But yeah, this is the generation alpha. How will you ensure that they start seeing you as someone they worth to be listened to is a problem statement I don't have an answer for.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much to coming in this show, and it was great discussion.
It was fun talking to you. Thank you so much.
So दोस्तों, आज हम एक CEO से मिले. मेरा भी पहला मौका पड़ा कि किसी बहुत बड़ी कंपनी के CEO से मिलने का, जहाँ पे आज मेरी लर्निंग भी इतनी सारी हुई कि मैं एक बिजनेस रन कर पा रहा हूँ. तो आगे फ्यूचर में किस तरीके से मैं अपनी टीम के साथ में या अपने प्रोडक्ट के साथ में काम करूं तो मैं एक बहुत अच्छी कंपनी, सस्टेनेबल कंपनी बना पाऊंगा. तो इस एपिसोड को अपने फैमिली, फ्रेंड, घर वालों के साथ में एंजॉय करना और देखना और सीखना कि आप अपने बिजनेस में इस चीज़ को कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हो. आपका दोस्त अभिषेक व्यास, बैंगलोर, कर्नाटका से.